I took time and I talked to my therapist about like the interaction. Together, we wrote a message to him, laying boundaries out and explaining to him why like this wasn't okay, right?
Right.
He called me after that and laughed at me. We spent 3 hours talking with him, telling me how I was wrong, arguing with me about my boundaries and how I was wrong about my boundaries.
Nope. Wee woo. I'm out. You're gonna argue with me about my boundaries? Nah, bro. I'm out. GG's. Peace out. What a fucking douchebag. We're gonna go check in here with a plot twist. And unfortunately, guys, a plot twist is having an absolutely horrible time in her life, including a ton of other creators because of this manager, or I should say manager in quotations because I don't really think they're a manager, chat. And if they are, they're really fucking evil. Here we go, guys. Let's go check in here with Plot Twist and see what they have to say, chat. I'm tired of people that care about being hurt. I never want someone else to be in the position we were put in. I will not be afraid of you anymore. Guys, I need you all to lock the f in. This is a crazy one. So I know we talk about some genuinely bad people that do bad stuff. This is up there. We need to talk about it so people can protect themselves against this person. They're that bad. Anyway, let's take a read here. So, this talk has stories of 5 talents, screenshots, video recordings, in relation to Vtuber manager Shino and Flask GG. So again, guys, it is this person right here. This video shares my story summed up as much as it can for those like me who don't care for the reading. I just want to be able to know what he does and not have it happen to them. Protect yourselves and protect your friends. So guys, we are going to watch the video, and I do want to dive into the document a little bit. I don't think we'll read every little part of the document, but I do want to at least get the important parts. Anyway, chat, let's go see what a plot twist has to say. This is about a 15-minute video, but it's all very important. So let's take a listen, guys.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, it's
December
a lot.
2023. A month away from debuting this fancy-ass new model, and I post saying I need help, and I get reached out to by Flask GG / Shino Bazu.
I never heard of Flash GG. Is that like their company or something like that?
Shino Bazu XX. My first red flag, but you know, your girl can't see red apparently. We decided to work on a trial time together for a month to help with debut and go from there. I get thrown into all these group chats with a lore writer, thumbnail graphic guy, and an assistant for Shino, etc. He has Google Docs for me with stuff. He's on it. It goes great. I sign a long-time contract. Keep in mind, during this time previously, dude has been all up in my life and stream life. Pretty much acting as a friend and stuff, gives me his personal phone number to call him anytime I need help. His DMs are open at all times.
So, it kind of sounds like he started things off on the right foot in leading. And really, we know this is a trap now. What context, right? But it kind of sounds like he started out pretty strong. But this was ultimately like, it kind of reads like parasocial, right? Like inner business, trying to be a friend. And he's doing that through his VTuber management. So,
all the things, right? Barely 2 months in and he starts ghosting. Not just me, but the other talents I've made friends with. He just disappears for weeks at a time. Comes back and he's like,
oh, it gets bad.
Life has been hard, but I've been working on the stuff while I was gone. All these things for you guys. It's going to be announced soon. I can't say anything right now. It's got to be kept quiet and stuff, but I've been working. I've been cooking.
Nope. That's already a bad sign, chat. If somebody ghosts you and says, oh, but I'm going to have something soon. I'm cooking on it. Yeah, fucking right.
And then he did good for a couple weeks and then rinse repeat. We hit autumn of 2024 and shit starts getting weird. We find out that his assistant in all of our business discords and group chats is an alt account for his girlfriend, who is also the lore writer.
Yeah, chat. All of those people that were the business partners are actually just their girlfriend with alt accounts. You could say that's a plot twist.
And someone he's...
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Recently for that part because it is important for later. We all go to TwitchCon together. He gets us a house, which we pay.
This is where it gets really bad, by the way, chat.
Flask Shino helps Blurp with a huge VTuber party on Friday night.
I'm gonna stop here, chat. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna say these words for you, chat, and you're probably gonna go wee woo inside your head. Blurp, TwitchCon, party. Are the wee woos inside of your head going off, chat? Do you remember what happened at the Blurp party at TwitchCon? I released a video about this. We covered this. Because remember, guys, there were a ton of YouTubers that got their drinks spiked at the Blurb party, including Hades and a ton of other creators, chat. Hey everybody, just a quick reminder, if you've been enjoying this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton. Okay, back to the video. Just a quick reminder.
Stuff like that. And Orca, which was who is a friend and another talent of Shino at the time, was staying with us. And she was at the party, and she had her drink spiked along with another friend of hers.
Which is horrible, by the way. I mean, again, we covered all this in depth, right? So, this is why I don't go to IRL events, man. I don't trust people.
Keep in mind, we don't see Shino once the party starts. He gives us drink tickets, and he
absolutely terrible. Absolutely
Orca
terrible.
Has people take her home because she's not okay. I was drinking. I didn't find out about it until later. And the next morning at the house, Orca is visibly still not okay and tells us about what happened. She and her friend, I think her name was Amuki, posted to Twitter about it, warning people to be careful and stuff. Which, you know, as one does, right? She's allowed to do that. It happened to her, and she tells people, hey, be careful, this happened to me.
And again, chat, that's just a little bit of a recap, but that's exactly what happened. And I know that multiple people had problems about this. I know the Orca read it really, really bad. Of course, this plot twist adds to as well. So there should have been a lot more responsibility taken about that party. Nobody really said anything. Blurb kind of like tried to shrug it off. Like they're like, oh, like, you know, this and that. Like, you know, we did our best. We'll try to do better, but it just really didn't feel genuine at all. So
Shino literally disappears for all of TwitchCon. I can tell the only time I saw him was whenever it was like the night of the like block party. That's it. The entirety of Saturday, he was asleep on the beanbag floor, just asleep, literally at TwitchCon. But whatever, right?
That's kind of weird behavior. Like, I mean, whatever. Like, I mean, maybe he was just really tired. I don't know.
We get back from TwitchCon, and this is where everything kind of hits the fan, right? Bibley's contract runs up. She's one of the other talents that's in the document. She tries to renegotiate her contract based on the last year and the amount or lack of help she received, and he flips out. He changes the password to her business email, deletes her YouTube and TikTok accounts, went on a full smear campaign that she was crashing out, crazy, getting blackout drunk. He pulled the rest of us into an emergency meeting to tell us that she would be lashing out at us to hurt him, through us, all kinds of stuff.
Literally gaslighted every single person, all because she didn't want to resign because you weren't doing your job. Now you're gonna lie about stuff, gaslight people, manipulate people. Unacceptable, chat. By the way, there's all receipts for this, so we will go look for that here in a bit.
He tells us about having to call her mother because she almost died from alcohol poisoning during a VR chat meetup. That didn't happen, by the way. Since
yeah,
this,
literally just straight up lied.
Twitter suspended and tried to get into her Fansly account recently. So follow Bibs on Blue Sky, by the way, Bibbly Darling.
And this explains, chat, because remember, we've covered in prior coverage, we were wondering about Bibbly, what happened to her account. Remember, I told you guys, please go, you know, at Twitter support. Like, we were trying to figure out what the fuck happened to Bibbly. And now we know it was this fucking asshole the entire time. I feel so bad for her, dude. Literally got her account suspended and also trying to get into her Friendsly, right? Like, that's disgusting. Like, you have no right to see. I mean, look, that is such a huge invasion of privacy because, you know, they're uploading like more adult sensitive content, right? Literally trying to get into their account. I mean, they can do whatever they want with that. That's disgusting behavior.
She can't even post this on Twitter because he literally will not leave her alone. Okay? Wild stuff, right? At this point, he also tells everyone that Orca and Amuki lied about the roofie drinks. He gets Amuki blacklisted with Blurp and other TwitchCon related events, tells us all about it, right? He tells us and others that Orca was just stupid and drank too much and
to invalidate somebody like that, like, oh no, you didn't actually get roofied. No, that was just you getting drunk. Like, hell no, dude. That is fucked up.
And didn't know how to hold her liquor, which is pretty fucking fucked up, but it happened, right? From here, it's just constant, like, erratic behavior from Shino. He's paranoid. He constantly boasts about having Bibbly blacklisted in a VTuber management server, something to do with, like, a water fountain? I'm not sure. But there's a VTuber management server, and no one will ever work with her again. He uses her as, like, a warning to us if we step out of line. Like, he talks about it constantly.
And this is just a way to manipulate and control chat, right? Whatever amount of money it was that he had for his quote unquote management service, he wanted to protect that, manipulate them, and control the situation. Yeah, just literally controlling the narrative. Exactly, Syria.
And he makes little jokes about it. And
yeah, literally
it
threatened them.
absolutely was a threat to us, but whatever, you know. He would send us like screenshots of him and VCs for their meetings, and with him like having these huge meetings, teaching all of these.
He
like,
varied for all of you. Got you, guilty. All of our contracts were chat GPT trash according to my lawyer. Of course they were. You know what's crazy is like the little amount of effort it takes to make a contract that's legitimate. It's not hard. It's actually easier than going to chat GPT because, you know, through TrueTuber, like we make contracts all the time. And you will get a legitimate contract. You know what I mean? Like you amend it, adjust some stuff in it. It's crazy for you to actually like give like some bullshit contract that takes no fucking effort. It's crazy. And again, I'm going to remind you one more time, guys. Don't go and harass this fucking horrible manager. Just go and support the victims, right? That's the moral of the story here. All right, let's keep watching, guys.
For managers or whatever, and he thought he was so proud of it, and he'd tell us all about it and how he like they all hero worshipped him or whatever. And pretty much whenever he told them not to work with Bibly, they were going to listen to him because they wanted his advice more than they wanted some crazy cat girl as a client, I guess. I don't know, whatever. So that's crazy.
Just a little.
But at this point, we're kind of like January 2025. My contract ends. However, he convinces me to sign a temporary 2-month contract at a discount because he owes me 13 full-length videos and 70-something edited clips.
How many? 13 videos? 70 clips? Holy shit. Bro, 70 clips would last me like months. That's 13 long-form videos. That's like a month plus months of stuff. That is literally chat. No joke. Hold on. Let me calculate really quick. So I do shorts for all of my long form videos. Some I make my own. Some I have other people, you know, clip stuff too, right? I release a clip every single day on one of my YouTubes. It's either a clip or a full video, right? So that's 7. So 7 clips times 4, right? For every day in a month about. We can say it's about, you know, 4 weeks, about 28 to 30 clips, right? So chat, you're looking at a minimum with 13 long form and the shorts as well. He owed them 2 months worth of content. And that's probably not just plot twist. That's probably every fucking person. 2 months worth of content. That is insane.
To force him to add it into the 2-month contract, the exact numbers of them, because he didn't want to. He argues with me about it, all this stuff. And the only reason I did it was because I had played so much for these videos and clips, and I knew if I didn't do that, I wouldn't get them, right? So I was like, I'll just do the 2 months. Have as little interaction with him as possible and get the clips, get the videos, get the fuck out, right? If only. So in February, I was starting another server for VSMP, which is a large group of content creators that I started to play SMP style games. Right now we're playing Rust, whatever. Follow us on Twitter. But by myself, without his help. 45 minutes before the server opens, with over 100 creators waiting for me for this to open and me trying to start my stream and everything else, he decides to pull me out of a call with my mods into a private VC to berate me for 10 minutes for not sharing Amelisa, which is, by the way, the girlfriend and the talent and the lore person and the alt account that was his assistant. Amelisa. Because I wasn't sharing her debut stuff that I didn't even know was being posted.
How dare you not know about every VTuber debut ever? How dare you not promote my girlfriend with your account? How dare you? Whoop. I know that it's not the girlfriend's fault, but why the f would anybody promote her? That makes no sense. Like, why would he yell at you guys for not promoting it? That's not your obligation. You're not in a group with them. Like, you don't have a contract that specifically says that. They're not even, like, really your friends. You know, like, you worked with them as, like, a lore writer. So why would you, under any understanding of anything, promote them? That makes no sense.
But she apparently posted to Twitter about it, and I didn't share it.
How dare you not see every post on Twitter ever?
And so I was being mean and causing drama. So he pulls me out of this call 45 minutes before my big ass server starts to berate me because
This is plot
wasn't
twist.
sharing his girlfriend's debut stuff. You know, the day I spent like working my ass off to get the server ready.
Okay, look, if you ever are going through a situation like this, where you are working with a manager and you are not sure how they're treating you is correct, or you have a question about what's going on, please reach out to me. I will tell you, my DMs are not normally open, but if you send me a message request, you tell me what's going on, I will make sure, I will drop everything to help you, because I do not want anybody to get taken advantage of. I've had situations where people have almost got taken advantage of, and they've reached out to me and just kind of asked me for a second opinion, and I'm like, no, that's absolutely not okay. Look, guys, I do a ton of consultation work. I've done consultation work with agencies. I've done consultation work with like literally over 100 different VTubers. I am literally, if you need help, please use me as a resource. I am more than happy to answer some of these questions for you, because I will tell you, this is not okay and nobody deserves to get taken advantage of. If you ever have a question, if somebody does this to you, literally send me a message request. I will do my best to help you, because that's not okay for somebody to do to you as a creator, you know? Absolutely unacceptable.
And he calls me and the other talents mean girls. He says that we're the seniors to her freshmen and that we're bullying her. I recorded it. It's in the document.
You got this, Maple. Lots of energy drinks.
I took time and I talked to my therapist about like the interaction. Together, we wrote a message to him, laying boundaries out and explaining to him why like this wasn't okay, right?
Right.
He called me after that and laughed at me. We spent 3 hours talking with him, telling me how I was wrong, arguing with me about my boundaries and how I was wrong about my boundaries.
Nope. Wee woo. I'm out. You're gonna argue with me about my boundaries? Nah, bro. I'm out. GG's. Peace out. What a fucking douchebag. What a absolute dick. Like, a absolute dick. Why would you do that to somebody? That's so fucked up. Nah, bro, no.
And that I was being a bad person by not using my platforms to help her, even though I don't really know her outside of drama that she has caused.
The false responsibility, chat. I really hate that. Where they push this on people. Papa Mud even is like, twice. Look here, you are under no responsibility to use your platform for anything other than what you want to use it for. Clip it and ship it, guys. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. It is your platform and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. Now, should you do the right thing and should you help your friends? Absolutely. Like when Papa Mutt, you know, when he debuts his really beautiful, wonderful models that he makes for people, you know, should I retweet it? Absolutely, because it's just so gorgeous. But I think you guys understand. Look, guys, it's your platform. You do what you want with it. You're under no obligation to retweet anything for anybody. Now, we all want to be nice and do the right thing, but I really hate that that notion of, guess what? You owe it to me. You owe it to them to use your platform for what I say you should use it for. Nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Between all the talents, which I don't really go into, but there's a lot of it. It was a lot of stuff like, oh my god, Bibbly, Shino is mad at you because you told Plot this and Plot told Guilty and Guilty told him. Like, I'm not even joking. We have the screenshots of it. They're probably in the fucking doc somewhere, but shit like that, right? After this, he pretty much ghosted me for every weekly meeting, minus a couple where he only wanted to talk about a specific project that I had been working on since October. A big project that I put my like whole
I'm so sorry, Bard.
into.
I'm so sorry, Bard.
2K worth of assets, days of work, and suddenly this is what he wants to talk to me about. He chat GPTs a bunch of stuff and he puts it in a Google document and he decides he wants to get sponsors for this event, and that is how he decides that he wants to keep me on a contract, right? After this temporary comes out, he has all these big plans and stuff, and this is what he uses because he knows it's my like passion project that I'm working on, and he's using it against me.
That's beyond f***ed up.
He wants to double the amount I'm paying him monthly to $2,500.
I'm sorry, what? Bro, that's a chunk of change. Are you fucking serious? That's literally like rent. That is so much money. Guys, my mortgage is that much. Jesus Christ. No, bro. There is no way that you are providing that much value. There's no way.
I'm not okay with that price, but I'm hearing him out, right? whatever. He spends these 2 months of February and March talking about these sponsors, but never showed anything for them. And then 2 weeks before the contract ends out in the middle of March, we have a final call.
That's a model and rigging. You know, like,
he informs me that he owns 50% of this project because he worked on it. And that I had to sign a contract agreeing to that. And if I didn't, he was just going to do it without me. He tells me that I'm not worth people working on this project with me, and that they are only willing to work on it because of him bringing value to the project.
This is not what a manager does, Chad. A manager supports you. A manager lifts you up. They don't demoralize you. They don't push you down. They don't steal your projects. I told you guys. Literally, the title is correct. When I said evil VTuber manager, I meant it. Literally, how dare. This is just... It's horrible. I am so lucky to have a good manager because looking at this, I'm just like... I'm floored. This is just horrendous. Wow.
Full call recorded. It's in the doc.
I don't know, Barda. I don't think I've heard of that.
Corner and tries to force me to agree to giving him 50% ownership of my IP. He also claims that he owns other talents events that he's worked on in the past that he absolutely does not. It's pretty gross. Anyway.
Yes, chat. So, guess what? Because I have done VTuber Rivals, you know, and I've run some Marvel Rivals events. That's right, chat. Because other people played in my tournament, they own part of my tournament. What the kind of fucking logic is this?
It's in the doc. I get pretty upset about this. I tell him I need some time to gather my thoughts, and he
I would be losing my
me again. I had to email him to inform him that my contract was over and that I needed him to send me the clips owed to me, and then that was it. I have not spoken to him since. I'm sorry. I have sent him messages. He has not responded to any of them. I've sent professional emails, letting him know like he had so and so time and that the contract was officially over. Blah blah blah. He has not.
He literally took your money and ran.
Responded to any of them at all. He removed me from every group chat he could, and the ones he couldn't, he deleted his messages from there, and it's like he just doesn't exist, right? He claims to be doing this because he's protecting his IP and his advice, but I don't know, dude. I paid for that shit already, and it wasn't worth it, but.
And for no, it's probably because of the contract. Normally with a contract, you have to reveal your address, your name, things like that. So.
All right.
A few people have my name.
That he just doesn't want me leaking all the conversations about him being okay with AI art. All the times he tells me that I'm not good enough for things, or similar ways that he wants to bring me down. Or
nobody brings this much value.
And current talents, but your girl keeps records. Check out the doc. Follow my girls, Bibbly Darling, Guilty Thorns, Little Knee, and my one anonymous queen. They all have stories that deserve to be shared, even if it's just the relief of having it all out into the open. I did the video because not everybody wants to read a Google Doc. I don't know. I don't want anybody else to have to deal with this ever again. So that's my story.
Well, chat, that's just the video portion. We haven't actually got into. Anyway, let's go take a look here at the document. And there is a lot to this document. I'm going to tell you what, we're not going to read the whole document because I think we'll be here for like, 8 hours. But it does, as you can see here, chat, there's so many fucking apps full of stuff here. So I do want to look at a lot of these statements. So first up is, of course, the homepage of it, which is very important, by the way. It says this document is being released to showcase the manipulation, control, breach of contract, and a proper work, a relationship performed by VTuber talent manager Shino or Shino and Flash GG, which is apparently whatever his company is. On this document, you will read the experiences of 5 prior talents who refused to stay silent regarding the treatment towards them. The purpose of this document is to inform others about his volatile behavior. It serves as an assertion for him to return IP of those accounts he's holding hostage from his previous talent, Bibbly. By the way, chat, just to remind all of you, like this says, he is still holding those accounts hostage. He still has those accounts of Bibbly's. And of course, this is what I shared with you earlier, but here is his list of offenses, which reads off like, holy shit, this reads off like Johnny Somali, like right now. This is horrible. Look at this. I mean, these are just all horrible things, by the way, chat. Horrible things that you can see here. So anyway, let's go see what Plot had to say a lot about this. My experience with them. So I originally signed up with Shino in December 2023, a month before my live 2D debut. From my trial leading up to my debut, that first month went really well. And ultimately, that is why they ended up signing, like Plot told told you a little bit earlier. So when Bibli left at the end of October, early November, things really escalated. He pulled us into calls to tell us that Bibli gone crazy, even though that's not true. Like, saying she got blackout drunk, all this other crazy stuff. He informed us, so she wouldn't speak to him. The only thing he knew to do was to get her to talk to him, was to take control of her YouTube account. Yes, that's very rational. Oh, somebody is doing something. So the first thing I want to do is just go ahead and take control of your YouTube account. Like, what kind of sense does that make? That literally makes no sense. He would send screenshots of himself in BCs with a group of managers, tell me how he ran meetings to teach them all. And they looked up to him, and essentially that he was a worshipped hero, and implied that if he told them not to work with somebody, they'd listen to him. So he mentioned this anytime that he felt like I was misbehaving because I have multiple close friends in said groups, implying a threat that I was lose my friends if I left or argued with any of his choices. I am too. Like, this hurts my heart to know that this is going on behind the scenes, right? Like, I know Orca. Orca and I have hung out before on tea time. Orca's, gonna be hanging out with us soon. Same with Plot Twist. Like, I feel bad that I know these people. Same with Bibli. Like, I know these people, and this thing is going on behind closed doors, and it hurts my heart that they were taken advantage of. And, I didn't know. It really hurts my heart. This is where they talk about they were opening the game server, and he pulled her into that call and kind of started, problems, so on and so forth, right? So I've been told that if I leave working with him, which at that point in the document release, he would take my show, that poured everything I have into, including over $2,000 worth of assets. This is the one he said he owned 50% of, by the way, guys. So, and as you see here, Plot Twist has put over $2,000 worth of stuff into it, an abundance amount of time, effort, and creativity towards, and produce it without me, replace me, which is just legally, he has no standing to do that, by the way. For Nicole, he tells me I am nothing without him, and the show would be nothing without him. That I would only have a show because of his contacts, and the work he has put into it because I'm just another girl on the internet. Well, what contacts do you have? Please tell me what contacts do you have? Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy? Who are your contacts that are helping you with this show? What the He tells me all the things he would need the money for, and then we get a small remaining cut of less than 10% afterwards, if he could afford it. But that my reward would be the achievement of having a show. Oh, don't worry, your achievement will be exposure. Yeah, exposure. I'll give you lots of exposure, but I'll take all the money. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm really looking out for you, by the way. Yeah, what the is this? There were so many stories of incidents that I can include, but it's honestly difficult to remember them all. He was so good at keeping things in calls and not in screenshot able form. But the good thing is you do have the one-party consent. You do have that call, so at least you know now. Another talent was roofied at a party hosted by Flask and Burp at TwitchCon along with a friend. He laughed and called her stupid in calls, called her a liar. And openly talked about having the friend's talent's friends blacklisted from future Twitch parties, Blurp-related events, and working with anybody he has connections with, because you spoke about on Twitter. He said he was with you all night long too, wasn't even near you. What the fuck? For you to say that, like, to dismiss it, to be like, oh, it's stupid, like, that didn't happen. You just laugh it off. That actually makes me really upset. That's just completely unfair. Oh my god, yes, he tried to get us to all move into a streamer house in Las Vegas so he could take care of his content creators. Offered to do a grocery. Oh my god, Bibli. I am so glad you did not do that. What the fuck? Yeah, that's like, honestly, I would not put it past this guy to fucking kidnap you. This is the lowest of low. This is diabolical. He openly discussed the personal lives of other and previous talents. He told me about one of his current larger talents' daily life constantly, despite me telling him this none of my business. Yeah, again, just unprofessional. Not surprised, by the way, but putting details of her moving plans, where she was going, telling me details about merch drops. Yeah, see, that's not professional. I constantly discussed his previous talents. Most of the conversations were to tell us that they were not good people, full brats, etc., right? So again, just being completely unprofessional. Myself, guilty, and Bibli were at one point pulled into an emergency call. After WeebCon, we were told that this talent was on a smear campaign against Shino and Flask, that they were accusing him of stealing from them and manipulating them. Spoiler alert, they were telling the truth. We went on to discuss their taxes in detail and a large amount of information regarding their mental and physical. You're sharing their tax information. What? That's illegal. That's literally just straight illegal. We were asked to ban them in our chats, do not interact with our social media in any way, Although I will say, anytime we did literally anything, he referred to examples of his talents and the talents from previous paragraphs, right? So he would literally just use that as like a way to control, right? There's constant use of AI and ChatGPT for literally everything he does. His partner was added to all the group chats under an alternate account. Lost multiple sponsorship opportunities due to him. I want to put this in perspective. Plot twist. Let's go under that assumption unless she corrects us. The plot is making like a good chunk of change off of Twitch, right? She probably trying to become full-time content creator or, making a lot of money, right? Not only did this person charge her an insane amount of money, but also they put her through mental stress, they did illegal things, and on top of that, chat, they lost plot, not only opportunity for exposure, but they lost her money in her pocket. Because again, chat, she lost multiple sponsorship opportunities due to all this happening, right? So this person not only did all of these horrible things, but literally reached into her pocket and said, nope, no money for you today. One time he accidentally told a one chat representative I was annoying in the group chat with them between the three of us. What? He says it was because he was using speech to text and didn't notice. I never heard from them again. I asked him to reach out to our culture for a merch drop, and he told me he would. Later, I would ask about it because he told me he had meetings scheduled previously, and he told me he never reached out to them because I wasn't big enough to work with our culture and to drop it. I was reached out to by VTuber and GamerSubs. He wouldn't allow me to respond because he was working at a better deal for me. This area could go on for a while. I'll leave it to a couple examples. So literally, he cost you a VTuber/GamerSubs and also a merch drop. And of course, there are a ton of receipts telling me for work to be upset I wasn't sharing his romantic partner's tweet. Here is that video of this chat.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. Is there something you and Guilty have a problem with Amelisa's debut?
No. Why?
Because neither of you have interacted with any of her debut stuff. It's
I
seemed
have.
a little odd.
I saw your message a minute ago, but I've literally been trying to get the server running. I've been making these thumbnails for the last, like, you came in here. I've been delegating and like working I have not even done my job today. So I didn't even know she had a debut that was coming up that fast. But she doesn't interact with me or anything like that.
She stopped interacting with you guys because she said every time she did, it seemed like you guys were ignoring her. And this is for you and Guilty. And
okay, but all that aside, literally put that up on a shelf. Why are you under any obligation to retweet her stuff?
To be fair, I haven't noticed any of you guys interact with any of her stuff, but I've made a conscious effort to making sure that she was interacting first and not necessarily asking for anything, but just actually there. And I know that she has been. So although I do know you guys have been busy, it does seem somewhat targeted. And at this point, I feel like I felt the need to address it. I've literally seen you guys interacting with multiple other people's debuts, and just it seemed whether it's intentional or not, it comes across as if you, Orca, and Guilty are ignoring hers, which,
okay,
if that is your case and you're actually doing, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that's not actually going on, or there's something else.
No. You did not start the conversation that way, bro. So, as you can see, chat, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I did want to get a little bit of it in here. But as you can see, chat, just completely unfair, right? And of course, this was the last time they spoke with Shino. It was supposed to be a normal meeting call. I mean, for me, he's taking 50% of the ownership of the project, which is the really f***ed up one, right? I spent countless hours and over $2,000 in just assets on this show. Does not belong to him. It will not belong to him. I was waiting to hear from you if we're going to have a meeting, since we normally do that at 5:30 EST on Thursday. I'm going to go back to working on things. I only have Thursday and Friday off, and I'll have the here's meeting scheduled for tomorrow, so I'll be able to do this on any other day this week. And they said that was my fault. I overslept. I was a little more packed in the morning than normally am due to weekend plans. I'm catching on my backlog work. Blank went to the hospital last night, so just heads up, I had to cancel that meeting. That being said, if you're free a little bit, we can chat. Okay, so just confirming that this was happening. The meeting itself happened, right? Yeah, this is just confirming like when the meeting's gonna happen. So I paid an additional $500 each month for 4 full-length edited videos and 15 edited clips for 9 months starting in May. We know that she ultimately did not get any of those, chat. So I got the new contract, but I want to talk about the YouTube videos missing and not being in the new contract. So new contract is for 2 months. It's not in here for more videos because I'm using these 2 months to make up for the missing videos. So those missing ones that work will be done these 2 months. I did mention that during the meeting, correct? I understand that, but I would like to reflect in the contract. That's fine, but I want to be clear. These will not be extra videos, only finishing the videos already owned. Clear, yeah, I know that. And that's what I'm saying. This are mini balance of videos. They wanted the contract, which I'm glad you stood up for yourself, Plat, because that's absolutely something you need to. So, the use of AI is a constant issue, both using ChatGPT for everything and AI images. Can we make sure to mention to not use AI in the thumbnails if possible? I just realized the background of the thumbnail for the video posted is AI, and that makes me extremely uncomfortable. Totally fair. I also haven't been added back to the lore group chat. He made a lot of comments about this, but I haven't known Polly to use AI in his thumbnails. If you got something from Google, I was using AI because he will Google search relevant images, but he's not generally going out of his way to use AI. But bro, like, you're not addressing it. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's like, this is AI, you gotta be like, oh, you know, they probably didn't mean that, but let me fix it for you. You know, like, even AI styles are pulled from work. Someday I use Photoshop daily for my job. You can generate AI images in Photoshop, and this is what it looks like it is being done, right? Even AI styles are pulled from work. Somebody did, and AI is still new to Photoshop. He's only just arguing about AI, like, if they're uncomfortable with it, you're their manager. Don't use it. I mean, you shouldn't use it anyway, but maybe a little bit more research on it until an AI image is generated is in order. Not likely. There's a lot of people assuming things are AI when things are not, especially on Twitter. Brother, just take the feedback. The image in his first slide is AI. You sure most of the hands have 5 fingers? That's... oh, that's 5 fingers, so it's good, right? What the Contractual, where Shino yells at me for not giving a full copy of my model and threatens to terminate my contract. Let's take a look, chat.
Model and everything. All of that was fine. The only thing is, I don't have the actual, like, fully finished rig model anyway. It is... like, Sam is still working on it. I was just talking to him. He will have an update, and everything should be fine. He said he has to fix one little
It's on
thing
Plot
that he
Twist,
caught.
Twitter.
And then he'll send it to me, and then that way I could take a look at it, go over it, make sure everything's okay. And if something needs to be fixed, he can get right on it because he knows we don't have a lot of time.
That's not my point. I haven't had a problem with any of that. The only thing I'm confused is like why you were under the impression that I shouldn't have it to be able to check or test for things myself. Like that I have no experience with this. I've never checked or tested or anything. Or that like it is
I never said you
I'm
don't
a nigga.
have experience or anything like that. I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
that's not the point then. I don't understand this mindset of like you don't want to give it to me. For what reason? I've been a part of the entire process up to this point. There hasn't been an issue like this.
You don't have it. You don't have it.
The entire process up to this point. What is the issue now?
Create this model out of thin air. You better have it right now. Who is this guy? Summon forth the model.
There was no issue.
What the
I want it done specifically my way, so I was.
That's
just
fine.
doing
I don't
it
have a problem with
myself.
the way you have it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to check it or test it. That's still part of my job. Are you saying to me right now you do not want me to have the model because you don't think I need to have it, or you just don't want me to have it?
I mean, I don't think
Both.
you need to have it.
Why does it matter? Yeah, I don't think you need to have it. Exactly. Thank God. You don't need to have it. There's no reason.
Like I said, I
Okay.
was already doing everything, like testing it myself the way that I wanted. I didn't think I needed to really run it past anybody, so I don't really feel the need to really
Right,
share
exactly,
with anybody
right, exactly.
Okay.
And like I don't even
That is not how
have
we.
the full base anyway.
I don't know what your mindset has been or how you've come to the conclusion. This is not how we worked up until this point. I'm not going to continue working like this where I'm playing back and forth games, half this, half truths, half that. I'm not interested in it anymore. So here's what I'm going to do. I wanted to, at the very least, just work to the debut, get you to the debut, and have you be there. But for whatever reason, you seem to want to be split in terms of combative and not actually like work together, at least towards your own debut.
Where has Guilty been combative? Please, chat. Name one time that Guilty was combative.
I'm not gonna
Combative.
play the
Shino,
Ranger
you have
gaze.
not.
I'm-
You have not tried to communicate with me about my debut or anything. You wanted to be petty because I didn't share all
You
Melissa's stuff.
wanted to be petty. No, you wanted
No,
to be
that's
petty,
not
and you
being
wanted to hide
petty.
information from me.
That's not
Me,
Hide information from you. What? I can't take this serious. This guy is so unserious. This guy is so unserious. You're hiding information from me.
information. I
well,
just didn't want to be
yes, you
dealt
did.
with
Yeah,
drama.
no, exactly. You hid information from me for the purpose of not involving drama, but then made it a bigger drama issue, made this much bigger than it probably should have been.
They didn't make it an issue. They said, you don't need to have my model. That's it. You're the one that's like blowing it up into this giant thing like, I'm going to terminate your contract because I'm the main character. That's right. If you don't live by my standards and you're not living by any standards at all, what in the Lex Luthor is this,
Should have
bro?
been addressed when it happened, yes. But I asked multiple times to address the situation because I had no idea any of this was going on. You decided because whether you wanted to be drama or you wanted to be petty or whatever the case it was, all of you decided you guys wanted to handle it on your own and didn't handle it properly. So,
And by properly, you mean by your standard, right?
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you anymore about it. I'm not here to argue with anybody about it anymore. What I'm going to do is this, since you're changing up from the work experience we've had up until this point, I'm just going to send you a refund for the last 6 months. So from here to TwitchCon, since that's when this seems so started for you, it's about $1,900. You can keep the last 2 payments, and then I'm just going to send you a termination here saying, hey, we're going to stop here. I would like to at least get you your debut, not because I want to work past your debut, not even because I wanted money from your debut. I just wanted to actually get to your debut properly to make sure it works, but it does not seem to be that's where your head's at, and I'm not like...
Bro, just take the refund. I'm gonna be real. Guys, I do want to remind all of you, I understand that this person is pretty bad, but don't harass this person. Like, don't be doing that. I want to make sure I make that clear, all right?
I'm not going to be trying to work with someone who I feel is actively working against me or working against their own interest. I'm not doing that anymore.
Bro, he is gaslighting you so hard.
That's what I'm going to do. We should refund. I already calculated it's about $1,900. She's going to send you $2,000
By the way, he didn't even refund all that.
back just to keep it, whatever. And then at this point, you can handle your stuff from here. I'm going to move forward, and we're just going to end it there.
And what I wanted to show you guys was how he threatens people, right? And that's what you got out of that call, right? But more often than not, there seems to be disregards at the impact of one's mental state. I've been open by stating that I have Hashimoto's disease, which is a hormone imbalance, and something that they're incredibly open about. I talk about it on stream. I'm not afraid to mention it. It's something beyond their control, and I've had it for about 5 years and counting, okay? You'll see screenshots below. He claims that I never told him about my imbalance, and in that moment is something that he just was learning about, which is false because it was mentioned a lot of times before. Also mentioned in case this needs backing, but I really don't think it does. How highly inappropriate his message were to me regarding my discomfort in having a lewd stream. I originally planned to do them, but given my thyroid issue, I had very low drive and didn't want to do it right. At this time period, I was only using 3D. It never sat right in me because I did not have that creative outlet. I was seeking to grant me that disassociation. You will see there inquired about me not being sexually stimulated recently, and yeah, I will let you read the rest. I'm not comfortable meeting this week. After all that has been said, let's meet next week. Posting this at 2 a.m. You are pushing this meeting this week, but if you want, we can do it this an hour later. I'm not comfortable. It feels like you've just been lashing out. I haven't been lashing out. I've been more direct. I generally have been more direct because you've been avoiding things. I don't appreciate this approach. I'm not comfortable, so we're not meeting this week. Again, you need to be listening to your talent. Calling me 3 times on my personal line to discuss the mod thing was very unnecessary. That's not all it's about, Shino. I called you 3 times. Then saying my triggers are hindering me and making me second guess my entire approach to streaming. Not okay. I agree with that. Now, since it's the 3rd time we had one understanding and then I got something from someone else, I didn't say your triggers are hindering you. So he knows about it. He knows about it. I talk about it openly. I've asked you to play any water games. I can play water games. I have an attack. Not comfy chatting with you this week. You've been lashing out on blank, and I haven't. It's not been okay. Lashing out is the wrong approach. Did I call you out by name? Did I yell? You guys said something that was wrong? Very wrong. No, you're still lashing out. Spent 3 hours venting your frustration to me. Since her name is Amma, I had previously had a phone call with her discussing the matter. You confided in me that it felt like as if you were lashing out on her, and now myself. Okay, there you go. So you just admitted that you're lashing out. Every time I pulled, you said to talk about your stream, I meant to be not there. I'm not lashing. I'm being direct. That's an excuse, man. I'm not comfortable meeting. I'm not going to do it. Okay, give me some space. There you go. I'm not waiting another full week to chat. Bro, it's not up to you. If they say that I don't want to meet with you, I'm uncomfortable with you, respect that. I just don't have words. My directness came for 3 to 4 weeks of being avoided. And I'm not playing hide or tag or go seek. You want us to quit? It is me and you. I'm very clearly depressed. I don't talk to anybody about my community members. And that's my own server. It's not like I'm intentionally avoiding you. It's a mental health issue. Don't you get that? I do. It's like my job to help, but I can't watch it get worse and do nothing. That's not your call, though. Reiterate my thyroid issue, something I've told him about several times. I talk about my own personal life. There's no way he did not know. You know, it's really hard to realize that you're in a position, and they have to check my blood, make sure my hormones are in balance. I did figure out what causes is the imbalance. It's hyperthyroid. That's the word they had called it. Dude, this guy just plays ignorant about everything, and then they're just talking about the thyroid stuff continuously. This conversation really hurt me. I remained vague, did not say his name, but I did end up changing stream subject the day after to address what was on my mind, which was the invalidation of my feelings and well-being, which we have seen him do multiple times. I didn't tell anybody about this interaction I had with Shino, that my audience had no idea. It was about an individual, just a general statement about why mental health is important. I don't know much about Hashimoto's. That's a new one to me. Maybe you know much, a little bit about it, AM. I would like to remark that I attempted to make an assertion about how I wanted the timer to go for my stream, but he denied it. Odd how he was so insistent I did not let the timer run while I was away, yet during his partner's debut in February, the timer ran while she was AFK or sleeping. So again, just trying to control how she runs her donathon, right? It feels like it seriously undermines the idea that mental health really does determine the outcome of your streams, whether you're productive, energized, etc. These feelings need to be validated in talents, not overlooked and ignored due to the financial investment. Every talent, every streamer is a person, not a machine. Absolutely. Absolutely. She could not have said it any better, chat. So let's go take a look here at some of the quote retweets. You know, we saw a little meme. I've read the document before warning other small VTubers might read this. Don't get managers who don't need them. I mean, honestly, right now, guys, there are very few actual good managers out there. I feel like it's in your best interest to, like, just stay away from managers right now. Everybody applauding everybody for coming out with this. Which, I mean, really, like, I want to say it again, guys. They're so brave for putting this out. I mean, the work that went into this, the emotional investment, we really got to give some love to everybody. I was one of the individuals who provided screenshots. Give me some time to go through things here and I'll address them as I can. No way he responded. No way he responded. Chat, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Oh no. Oh yeah, this guy stole me 5 clips and I gave up on it. Look, he even went after fucking Ravy Rain, like, oh my god. Hydra said, oh my god, this guy applied to be my manager. You dodged a bullet, Hydra. I've ever heard about this guy was before another streamer from Vegas. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I knew AJ was going to come out. I want this to be known, chat, that we need to go and support all the victims of this, right? Guilty and, you know, Knee and Bibly and Plot. Like, they all need our support in this because this is crazy. There is no way that there's going to be a response that is even going to be remotely tied up in anything. There's no way. There's no way.